Hi, what's up guys, and welcome back to another free trade stock portfolio update video on my channel. I think this is going to be the sixth one. I've done the fifth one about 2 months ago, so if you haven't seen that, I'd appreciate, you can go and watch that after this video if you want to see what I've been getting up to. It's actually my first video to get over 1,000 views as well, so pretty happy with that. So it spurred me on to make some more content and to essentially showcase my beginner's portfolio. So if I pull up my phone, I will put it on the screen as well. So in my last update, I was up just around over £200 in my portfolio. I started this it was about 4 months ago now, I think. So now I'm up £367 and 58p. However, obviously, had I made this video 2 days earlier, I would have been telling you I was up about £600. So, but that's the thing with the markets, they fluctuate massively, and the whole thing that I have to remember, and I think a lot of people that invest in the stock market or are new to it, that it is very much a long-term game. You can't get too emotional. You've almost just got to stick your money in there and just sort of forget about it. Obviously, keep an eye on it, keep an eye on the companies that you're invested in. Make sure there's nothing sort of going terribly wrong that would indicate that you needed to pull your money out, of course. But yeah, so I'm happy that I'm in the green really of this portfolio. So if we start with my main investments, so my main objective with this portfolio is to really have a foundation in funds, because with funds, obviously the S&P 500 is made up of 500 companies in the US, so it's very diverse. So the whole fund tracks the performance of all of those companies. So if something really bad happens to one company, it doesn't really affect the performance of the fund as much. Obviously, if you just had all your money in that one company, you can pretty much say goodbye to your money. So that's why I'm building a foundation in these funds. So the S&P 500, I'm up 6.55%. The FTSE All World ETF, I'm up 1.12%. US tech sector, I'm up 10.63%. The digitalization fund, I'm up 4.25%. Legal and general, I'm down 5.25%. Barclays, I'm down 9.37%. Microsoft, I'm up 19.89%. Really happy with that one. Microsoft has been performing insanely well recently. Activision, I'm down 3.35%. Sage, I'm up 12.92%. Big Commerce, I'm up 6.88%. Polymetal, I'm up 8.32%. Cybersecurity, I'm up 6.87%. Vertex, this is like the bane of my portfolio. It was in one of my videos. I think it might have been the third one. Essentially, they've been sort of going up and fluctuating. They can't seem to get back to where they were when I invested. It did briefly go positive a few months ago, but I've kept my money in there, so I'm staying true to my word and believing in the long-term mission of the company. Essentially, Trustpilot, another one that was in my one of my videos, was a stock pick from me about 3 months ago now, 3.5 months ago. Up nearly 25% from when I invested. PayPal performing well as well, up 11.76%. SAP, which is like an ERP accounting solution for businesses, that is up 10.31%. Cisco up 3.35%. The MSCI China, so it's a fund made up of Chinese companies essentially, that is up 6.06%. Okta up 3.74%. BP down 2.65%. Palantir is down 8.33%. Coinbase, I didn't feature this stock in any video, but again, it's it was one of those which was I got a bit of FOMO, to be honest. I was fearing of missing out of like the gains, and I invested, I think, about a week after its IPO. And then, of course, the bear market in the crypto world started happening, which I think then, investors lost confidence in actually investing in a platform that facilitated the purchase of cryptocurrencies, because not as many people are buying them, because it's a very emotional market, and retail traders get put off very, very easily. So I think that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why, at least, that Coinbase is not performing well at the moment, is because crypto is now in a very much a bear market. MSCI India, so it's a fund of Indian companies. It was in one of my first videos. That is up 6.18%. Energizer, that is down 11.07%. I didn't feature Energizer in a video. Nikola, again, this was a fear of missing out stock pick. I initially invested in Nikola last year, when the whole hype of their long distance delivery trucks came about. And then I pulled my money out, made a profit, and then I've invested into it again within my ISA, and it's gone terribly wrong. So if I say it's gone terribly wrong, this is long term. But obviously, again, long term is subjective. But what long term means to me is that all these investments are going to be in here for at least the next 5 years, unless something drastic happens. And I guess drastic is subjective again, so I'd need to define drastic. Yeah. And then series power. Bit of a funny one behind this. I was at some drinks at a mate's flat, and this guy actually works for this company. He basically said to me, it's going places, mate. Boss says it's going to be up 20% or so, whatever, in the next couple of months. Just one of those, probably just chatting absolute rubbish. George had a few beers at this point and thought, yeah, it's worth £100. So I chucked £100 into it, and lo and behold, I'm down by 25%. So it just goes to show that every stock that I have picked within this, bar a few, and the ones I've actually analysed and made an informed decision on, have been fairly decent, all barring Vertex, obviously. The ones where I've just invested on impulse, Coinbase, Nikola, Series Power, have all gone down the drain. So if this tells you something, it's take your time with your stock picks and make sure you have a justified reason for actually investing in them. Because equally, if you do have a justified reason for investing into something and it does go incredibly wrong, you can't hate yourself that much, can you? But if you lose 25%, or I'm probably going to lose even more because I invest in something because some drunk guy told me to, yeah, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? So yeah, that's essentially my portfolio on the Freetrade platform. And not much has changed with the platform in terms of usability in the last couple of months since I've been using it. Still, obviously, my favourite platform to use. I think it's only going to grow with popularity, and the Freetrade actually announced that they have plans to, I believe it was the end of this year or maybe next, to launch the platform all across Europe. So pretty exciting times for Freetrade, and yeah, I'm well behind them and want them to succeed, because ultimately they've opened my eyes up to investing and have made it a very accessible market for just the sort of everyday person. Before, you have these platforms which only allowed you to actively trade stocks with huge fees. So thank you, Freetrade, for being free, essentially. Well, actually, I pay £3 a month for my ISA, but yeah. Anyway, well, I hope you all enjoyed looking through my portfolio again. If you have any questions, as always, please stick them down in the comments, and I will obviously answer every single comment.